The In This League Podcast Network. In this ring, in this corner, Joe Pisapia. This corner, Tim Heaney. Gentlemen, let's go.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia, and welcome to In This Ring, the greatest wrestling podcast in the history of the universe. It's me, it's Tim Heaney, and it's you, because we are the People's Podcast. We got a great show. It's finally here. It's SummerSlam preview show. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! It's going to be
like little kids.
That's right, and little kids. It's going to be, that's right. Well, speaking of little kids, we got my little kids for their SummerSlam preview in 1, 2, 3 Kids, because everybody seems to enjoy that segment, and we will be there live this coming Sunday at SummerSlam. We're going to talk about NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, which is also very exciting, which, Tim, you're going to be at, correct? This is 2 years in a row or 3 for you?
4. I've been all 4 of these.
My God, you're so good. You're so loyal.
Hey, you know what? They deserve it, man.
Somebody send this man a T-shirt. Triple H, if you're listening, send this man a T-shirt, for God's sakes. We're going to talk NXT preview. Actually, Tim and I got to hang out this weekend, and we were in the Flex League football drafts, and my pal Eric Young, and now your pal Eric Young, was there in the Standard League, and very exciting stuff. Now, you guys were in the same league drafting together, so that was a good time. Were you worried if you stole a player from him that he was going to, pile drive you or what?
Yeah, it was kind of, he would do his neck breaker finish would be great on that one. But yeah, we kind of traded some picks. He's a big Titans fan, so he was picking a lot of Titans. So
yeah, we got to hang out at the bar all afterward too. We had a great time there, talking football, talking wrestling, talking whatever. He's the salt of the earth, man, and I want him to succeed and be awesome. We also got to meet his wife too, who came out to the bar with us after, who's super nice as well. So EY, good time, salt of the earth. That's a dude you want to root for to succeed. And I asked him when we were chatting, I was like, so what does it feel like to be, pushing 40 and in some ways like you're a rookie? I said, isn't that kind of weird where you're, in a way you've worked your whole life to this point and there's a huge base of an audience in this industry that still doesn't really know you? Is that like an opportunity for you, or is that frustrating for you? And he actually said it's more of an opportunity. He feels like it's great that he's at what he thinks is his peak, and people are going to get to see the peak version of him for the first time, who are seeing him for the first time for the most part. And I thought that was a good answer. So
yeah, I mean, he has the seasoning already for sure, and just bigger audience is just going to see how good he's doing at everything. So yeah, it was great to talk with him for a little bit. We kind of shot the breeze a little bit after the draft, and open about what he thinks about his character, company. Great guy. Looking forward to seeing him in the future again. Maybe you'll run into him at some point. The next couple months. We'll see.
There you go. All right. Now, we've got a lot of fun things to talk about, but first let's get some of the unfortunate news out of the way and discuss it at the top, because one of the wrestling legends from our childhood, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who is also the father of current WWE superstar Natalya, passed away suddenly this week. Very sad story. There were different reports about exactly what happened and also what medical issues he's been dealing with recently in his years, and it's very well documented that he's had some substance abuse problems in the past and all that stuff, but he's 63 years old, and to me, the Anvil, I mean, it's such a strong character in my psyche as a kid. I remember him and Bret Hart with the pink and black tights, the Hart Foundation, the black leather jackets, the sunglasses, the pointy beard. You had the technical guy and then the brute strength guy, and they were a great tag team, and through the package they did on TV, Tim, I was shocked, absolutely shocked to learn that the Hart Foundation is not in the Hall of Fame. What's that about?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the company might have been having issues with the whole Owen stuff. That's
what I thought too. It must just be like Hart family issues still, which is it's sad.
Yeah, I mean,
yet Natty wrestles there, so Natty can wrestle there, but like you can't induct Jim the Anvil. Like, come on, man, what's going on?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It might have been a contentious ending, if what I remember correctly, with the first time he left the company. But yeah, I mean, it's just really sad all around. I think there was. I think he had like onset Alzheimer's. Like it was kind of
that's what they said.
In the last couple of years, and having dealt with that personally in my family, that's just one of the worst things you can do.
Very difficult
when it comes to just changing the person's way of life, and just it's a really, really horrible evil plague that disease. So, but got to remember the good times with him. I mean, the Bret Hart stuff, like you said, very entertaining in the ring. Always a big character, big personality guy, and I think that helped kind of carry a little bit of the Hart Foundation with Brett being a little bit more serious and Owen being a bit younger. But yeah, it's just really sad. I mean, we make fun of these guys for the shortcomings on and off the ring and stuff like that. But just you hate to see anything happen like this. But it's good to see all the tributes coming out for him in these last couple of days.
It's amazing to think about. You look at that Hart family group that was there even in the 90s, the mid 90s. Brett's the only one. Anvil's gone, Owen's gone, Bulldog's gone, and even Pillman, who was in that group kind of at one point in the 90s, gone. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of shocking, and all of them before their 65th birthday, I mean,
it's the lifestyle, man. It gives and it takes, right? I mean,
it does, and it's unfortunate. Like you said, though, to remember them in the glory days, which is what you want to. And Anvil was fun. I mean, I don't think there's any. It's hard to find a negative about him. Like I don't think if you ever hear any of the Cornette stories about him, they're always amusing. Everything's always like he just seems like the good time guy, the guy you like roll your eyes like, oh no, man, I'm going out with Anvil. It's gonna be one of those kind of nights. And God bless him. It sounds like he had a pretty great life, and it sounds like the family was very close. And certainly sad bit of news.
You feel for Natty, yeah.
Absolutely. And her career is going very well. I think in this kind of almost like a second bump. I think. In the last year or so, she's really gotten out of what's going on with the women's evolution, which is terrific. So I think when she comes back, you'll see a nice strong push for her too. I think that'll be a fascinating thing to watch. And they did a good job too with Ronda coming out. I thought that was a huge thing to let her come out and take that kind of a mantle to be the person to come out and talk about it. That put a lot of pressure on her, and I thought she did well. I mean, I continue to be impressed by Ronda Rousey, which I am still flabbergasted by. But I thought that was huge. I was kind of like, wow, they're going to let her go out there and talk about this, and she nailed it. I thought
it's more from the heart, probably too, and she's got a connection with Natty, and Ronda's. We talked about Ronda being the newbie. She knows a lot about the wrestling, of course, being a big fan of Piper and stuff like that. That era of people, so it's a pretty reliable voice to kind of talk about it in Natty's stead,
But still a fresh voice, which I think is tough, but I think everybody accepted it too.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a good spokesperson type of role in that case. So it worked, yeah.
All right, let's transition out of sad news into exciting news, which is the NXT show TakeOver. Very exciting for this. Now, no Aleister Black, which is a bummer because of the injury, but at the same time, still no less of a card, that's for sure. Let's start with EC3 and Velveteen Dream. Now, there's been some rumors that Velveteen might actually be joining the main roster soon, which I think it's at this point, I don't want to say he's a waste on NXT, but with the production value they could give him in WWE, it would be so great to see him up there. And the question is, what show would you want him to be on?
Well, SmackDown for the writing, of course.
Yeah, I would agree. I just don't know if there's they're
already packing so much. And now they have almost kind of in limbo now too. So you worry about the too many guys like that in that role.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about EC3 Velveteen. I'm excited for this match. I think this is a great opportunity for EC3 to kind of, in my mind, cement himself as the guy that they want him to be. And Velveteen has, basically, if you go back all the way to Aleister Black and him, it's been one solid feud after another where it's like the match of the night. It's like the highlight. It's what you tune in for. Right. And I think it's at a certain point you have to give credit to Velveteen. As great as Ricochet is, as great as Aleister Black is, he seems to, at 22 years old, bring out the best in everybody else as if he's a 32-year-old veteran, and it blows my mind.
No, it's an amazing foil. Amazing how he can just kind of carry through conversation more than anything. You hang on his every word. He has those great getting in your head type of dialogue that, Goldust used to have. We talk about a lot. The comparisons are crazy with that. So, Patrick Clark has a great mind for the business. I hope he's okay with me calling him that, because we might have to have a match and I'll have to call him Velveteen afterwards. But,
I'd love to see Tim Heaney on his tights. Okay. I want to see Tim Heaney with the glasses on Velveteen's tights. That's what I want to see.
But, the showmanship is totally there, and like you said, without having a title, he makes everything feel important. So that shows how ready he is for the main roster.
I love the bit with him when he gets thrown in the pool last week. Yes. Stand up.
3 feet deep, man.
Oh, so good. All right, let's go on.
EC3 needs his win, though. You're right. He needs a signature win.
He does, and I think if Velveteen loses, that's the thing with Velveteen. It never matters. He's always on the losing end, but it never matters. Yep. You never feel like he loses. you feel like it's just a win for everybody because you're just a part of it, and that's special. Mm-hmm. That is a special talent right there, because there's not a lot of guys who lose as consistently in big matches as Velveteen Dream does, putting other guys over. And I feel like every time he's stronger for it. How does that happen?
Well, we see when Dolph Ziggler was at his peak, and Sami Zayn did a lot of that too. So it's the guys that just know the science. They know the way to make themselves look good without having to get the win. That's a great skill to know, and it's a great skill for the long term. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine what he's going to be when he's 30?
Oh my God. The seasoning behind that. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Undisputed Era against Mustache Mountain. The champs are obviously Undisputed Era. I think that there could be a title change here. What are your thoughts about this one?
I wonder if they're breeding the Trent Seven Tyler Bate mini feud for like WWE NXT UK. The Undisputed Era losing again would be interesting. I think I would want to have them with the titles for a bit longer. War Raiders probably against them would be a nice feud. That's kind of, I think, what they're setting up.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I mean, I could certainly see that as well. I feel like there seems to be a little bit of a swell for the Mustache Mountain boys right now. Like they want to push them, and I think giving them the belts is an opportunity here and again to keep that feud and to trade them back and forth. I don't think sometimes it lessens it. I don't think it lessens it here. We shall see what happens though. Also, the Undisputed Era's Adam Cole, who is also a champion right now. He's going to take on Ricochet, which I got to say of all the matches is probably the one I'm most excited about. Want to see Adam Cole and Ricochet. That's going to be must-see appointment television for me. Your thoughts on this one, how this one wrecks out too, because if Cole drops the belt too, maybe there's a spot where Undisputed Era just comes into the fold at all at once also. I mean, it might be time. They signed a lot of talent in NXT. Maybe it's time to move some more guys up because Raw is thin. That Raw roster is thin.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I could see one of them losing. I don't know which one it would be. I think Cole losing might get some luster off him. I mean, he's had some big wins in recent weeks though, so I can see Cole and Ricochet going multiple feuds. Maybe they feud also into the November TakeOver possibly as well. So I think Ricochet needs a win eventually. I think Cole retains here just to kind of stay as that strong, stable leader type of guy. So that's my read on it. But it's really 60-40. I think Cole wins. So
I think Cole's work's been great lately. It really has. And I think Ricochet is making some mic progress too. I think he's better on the mic than he realizes he is. Yes. I think he just needs to relax a little bit and not rush it. I think he rushes through a little bit sometimes, and I would like him to just be a little bit more chill. I think if he's a little bit more confident of his abilities, I think he will just continue to grow and be the guy that I think they envision him to be in a year or so. And I think in terms of talent, it's off the chart. And I think he's better on the mic than he realizes. And I just chill, man. Just be good. Yeah. Like what you're saying is good, and how you're saying it's good. He rushes the moments a little bit. And I think the guys who know how to, I don't want to point, but you can point to Adam Cole. Adam Cole knows how not to rush a moment. And that's what makes him an intriguing character and a guy that kind of sucks you in. We have the women's title, Shayna Baszler champion, defending against Kairi Sane. Tim, your thoughts on this one? Is Shayna the next to move up, or is the reign of terror continue?
Well, I think, got to give credit to Nate Bush on this one when he was guesting on our podcast after Extreme Rules. I think he kind of nailed it that Shayna would be coming up, I think, either way with Ronda losing the title to Alexa if they want to really string that out. I think that having Shayna move up as champ could be cool, but I could also definitely see Kairi getting the best of her because I think Kairi beat her in the finals of the Mae Young Classic, and Shayna won the rematch that was on kind of NXT television a little bit ago. It's kind of like the rubber match, so to speak, for them. I think Kairi wins here. I think that they're ready to move Shayna up regardless and kind of be in a thing with Ronda to keep her kind of distracted from the title picture after this. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Kairi here. Maybe a little bit of an upset.
All right, and of course, the feud continues. Ciampa, Gargano, last man standing. My God. Certainly, these are two special guys with a special chemistry, and now we've elevated it to the NXT title. I mean, it's gone from being, kind of this tag team breakup to now they're fighting for the title, which is it's a tribute to the work they've done. I mean, they've just done some spectacular work over the last year, and it's great, and they deserve to be the main events. they work main events type matches. So how do you think this one goes? For me, I think Ciampa retains. I think they want to keep him as champ. I think he's a great heel champion. All the Ciampa please all the time.
Story of sadness for Gargano continues. I agree. It's Ciampa. It's just better television to have Gargano just slowly break down. Maybe he'll turn on somebody and have a feud with somebody in the mid card, maybe a Ricochet or something like that after this, because those matches will be pretty sick to begin with. And maybe they'll revisit Gargano Ciampa later if they're going to keep them both down. But Gargano could be a 205 Live guy, call up, maybe Raw, something like that. But I think I'm with you. I think Ciampa retains because he's just – you don't want to end this heel run as champion. He's been so freaking good. So
did you see Keith Lee 2 weeks ago too? Because I was watching him.
Yes.
What was your take there? I'm curious.
I think it needs a little bit of adjustment. I think he'll get there. Love the physicality. His style is just insane, as we've talked about. The big man, the way he moves. But he'll probably be on one of the taped episodes that they do before the NXT Brooklyn. They do the show that they're going to air next Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So they'll probably have Keith Lee with this crowd because it'll be a great ovation for sure. I'm looking forward to it. So. Yeah,
and of course Mae Young Classic starting to heat up too. All of those brackets.
In there.
Yeah, there you go. So
Earl Lacey probably will be in there too. So
yeah, and I think she's if Kyrie wins, I think they can. They got Nikki still and they got her. They've certainly got some women there who are going to challenge and be there if they decide to move up Shayna. And look, like I said, I think the Raw roster is just thin. It really is thin right now. It's great to have Dean back, and we'll talk about. Let's just talk about it. Before we even get into our SummerSlam preview. Everything else was just supporting, all the matches. There was nothing really groundbreaking, and we kept saying that, there's a good chance Dean was going to show up, and Dean showed up before SummerSlam, which was fun.
Yep.
So there's that little bit of juice there. Mm-hmm. The question is, well, first of all, he looked jacked.
Yeah.
Second of all, I like the beard. Third of all, I hate the haircut. Can I just put that out there?
People were saying the haircut's actually good because he was kind of thinning a bit, but I'm with you. I think it looked better when it was crazier, like disheveled.
Yeah, lunatic fringe, better haircut. The beard is good. I'm all about the beard. It's good. He's jacked up. He looks good. He looks ready to go. But for me, when you're looking at this now, Tim, now you got Rollins back here with him. We've talked about the potential heel turn of Ambrose. Are we going to see the heel turn of Ambrose at SummerSlam now that he's back?
I hope so. If you're not putting Rollins on the title picture, get him with Ambrose, have a little more heat there. I think Ziggler needs a little bit more of a run with the Intercontinental title. So, yeah, split him off.
Now, does he go rogue heel on Rollins, or does he go with McIntyre? And because you can make a good case that Ambrose is kind of underappreciated. He kind of fits that I'm the guy working every week, whatever, that whole, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, that group's take on the world. He kind of falls into that if you think about it.
I think so. You can do that. I think as a trio, that would be like, oh my God, they're unstoppable. They're gonna take over Raw, whatever. They could also just do it. Ziggler and McIntyre leave the ring after the victory, and he turns on Rollins because he's pissed at him for some reason. They'll get into, and there's options they can do, but I don't think Rollins and Ambrose should be together. I think that's too tacky.
All right. So it was exciting to get Dean back at least. So yes. That's good. It's an injection of fun that Raw certainly needs. We also had all the setups there with obviously the Paul Heyman stuff continues to be great too. That was probably the only other thing from the two shows leading up to SummerSlam between Raw and SmackDown that was really worth mentioning because Paul Heyman continues to do brilliant work here. It's great. He's just this incredible character that really brings you in and he suckers you in, and he's that salesman. He's that classic snake oil salesman. I mean, in the Wild West, like he would have been a millionaire selling bottles of water and calling it something else.
Right.
Like he's that guy.
So was he in on the thing with Roman, or was he forced to do it by Brock?
Well, I continue to think that he is part of this whole Roman Reigns victory celebration. It's going to happen.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because I glazed over what happened, but I was like, all right, was he willingly a participant? Or
it seems like he's willingly a participant, but to me, I think it's all just a big setup there. I think it's all just a big setup, and I think what's going to happen is something will happen, and it will cause and push Paul over the edge to push him with Roman, or which, I mean, this is really highbrow, which I don't think they're going to do. The really highbrow would be for Paul to turn on him straight, and it was all just to set up the whole time between him and Roman.
That's weird, yeah.
That would be highbrow of, whoa, like it wasn't pepper spray. Like he comes out the next night on Raw and he sprays it in his face and it's just water and he laughs and it's all big glark. I mean, that would make Roman super cool, super fast, but that's a little bit too much to expect, I think.
It's not the logical story. You're making Brock look the jerk, and then you have Roman be a jerk as well, and then he needs the help.
Yeah, but the WWE universe loves a good jerk,
Whoa. That's not PG, man. Sorry.
Well, you know what is PG is talking wrestling with my kids, and they are super excited for SummerSlam. And we brought them back to give you their picks, their preview, their take from the key demographic that WWE really cares about. Not us, it's them. In a little segment we like to call 1, 2, 3 Kids.
1, 2, 3!
All right, everybody, it's that time again where we go for the demographic that the WWE is really catering to, the perspective of the children, more specifically my children, and we will be at SummerSlam live this coming Sunday. We're very excited for it. It's one's little 6th birthday this weekend as well. So, Mick, let's start with you. Are you excited for your big giant birthday present of SummerSlam?
Yes.
Yeah? What are you most excited about going to see and being a part of this weekend?
I'm most excited going to wrestling because I think we're going to have so much fun.
Yeah, we are. How about you, Lou? What are you most excited about? This is your first pay-per-view, which means you're going to see the big stage, maybe some fireworks. I mean, it's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm excited about seeing Carmella, Becky, and Charlotte.
Ah, excited. And you're excited about Ronda, right, Mick?
Yes.
All right, well, let's start with your predictions. Let's see if the children can get things right here. Let's start with a match that you called, Lou, that you said should be a match for SummerSlam, which is going to be in the pre-show, which, I mean, this event is going to be like 5-6 hours long. Are you guys going to make it through all this?
Yes. No.
You don't know. The little one says yes, the older one says I don't know. You're older. You're supposed to be good about this. Aren't you supposed to stay up late?
Yeah, no.
You don't know. Oh, great. Boy, you're great radio. All right, let's talk about Rusev and Lana against Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. I'm rooting for Almas and Vega.
Me too.
I think it's another Aiden English problem. How about you? What do you think?
I think Rusev and Lana are actually gonna win. Like, Aiden English is actually gonna do something good and distract Cien
So
Almas,
you think they're going to do something good and save Rusev Day?
Like, Aiden English is going to do something to distract Andrade and Zelina, and then they won't be paying attention, and then Rusev and Lana will win.
Okay, excellent. Very good. All right, let's talk about Cedric and Drew Gulak. I think Cedric's going to win, but this is going to be entertaining. I like Gulak. Gulak is fun. How about you guys? Cedric or Gulak? Who do you think's going to win?
Cedric. I agree.
All right, that's 3 for 3 on Cedric. Then you have the B team against the Revival, which I like the B team. They're fun, but at the same time, I think the Revival's going to win. I think they're going to give them the belts because they need the belts, and B team is already pretty entertaining. What do you think, Mick? Do you think B team still keeps the streak going?
No.
No, you think Revival wins too?
Yes.
Do you think they're going to cry when they lose?
No.
No? All right, how about you? What do you think,
Yes.
B team or Revival?
I said no because they're not going to cry because they're going to win.
All right, I think if B team loses and they cry, it'll be very funny. Let's talk about Daniel Bryan and The Miz. I say The Miz wins this one because I'm a Miz fan. It's nice that Daniel Bryan's back. I think this should be a very entertaining match, and if it starts off the show, I think a great way to start. So I'm going to say The Miz wins in an upset. How about you? What do you think?
I think Daniel Bryan's going to win.
All right, that's a Daniel Bryan prediction. How about you, Mick?
I'm going with The Miz.
The Miz. All right, we are split on that one as well. Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. I say Finn Balor finally gets the better of him after the bully, constable, vest-wearing Baron Corbin. How about you, Lou?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 3 for 3. Everybody is on Finn Balor. All right, Team Finn Balor over here. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens. I don't trust Kevin Owens. It's just a feeling I have, and I think that Kevin Owens might be up to no good, and he's going to steal that briefcase from Braun Strowman. How about you, Mick? Do you think that's going to happen, or is Braun going to keep it?
No, Kevin.
Kevin. All right. Now, if Kevin wins, Lou, do you think that he will cash it in that night, or will he wait?
I think he'll wait.
Okay, if Braun wins, do you think he'll cash it in or wait?
Wait.
How about you, Mick?
I think the same.
You think the same? All right. Let's talk about the Bludgeon Brothers and New Day. I think this might be the sneaky great match of the night. This could steal all the thunder of everybody else. I think New Day wins, and I think they become the 5-time tag team champs, and then they start a great feud with Sanity in September. That's my prediction. Your prediction, Mick? Bludgeons versus The New Day, your boys.
I think the New Day, too.
Yeah. Who's your favorite New Day member?
Xavier.
Xavier. Really? Why Xavier?
Because I like the high-flying guys.
All right. Well, isn't Kofi more high-flying than Xavier?
Yeah, but...
All right. How about you? Bludgeons or your boys, The New Day?
New Day.
New Day, they're going to win. And who is your favorite New Day member?
Kofi, because every time he's in the Royal Rumble, he does something really silly.
Yes, Kofi in the Royal Rumble is awesome. All right, Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. I think there's no way Nakamura doesn't win. How about you guys? Are we in agreement on that or no? Yeah. How about you?
No.
No, you think Jeff Hardy. You're such a Jeff Hardy mark. You really are, Lou. Why do you love Jeff Hardy so much?
I like the new face paint thing.
Yeah? You think the whole like eyes open, eyes shut thing is really interesting?
Yeah, it's cool because he walks down the ramp with his eyes closed. And I'm like, how does he do that?
Okay, how about you? What are your thoughts on the face paint?
The first time Lucy saw it, she said that was scary.
Yeah, but now she likes it, so it's okay. She's grown into it. Speaking of growing into matches, how about our return of Dean Ambrose in the corner of Seth Rollins? You got Dolph and Drew on the other side. I think that Dolph wins and Dean turns on Seth. Your thoughts on this? You think this is going to happen or no? The good guys win.
No, good guys win.
Good guys win? How about you?
Same.
All right. I don't know. We shall see what happens. If Dean turns on Seth, is that going to ruin the comeback for you, or do you think it's interesting?
Interesting.
How about
I'm
you?
going to be mad, but it won't ruin the comeback.
All right. Carmella versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. I'm rooting for Becky, but I feel like Carmella's somehow going to win, and they're going to drag this out a little bit more. What do you think, Mick?
I think the same thing.
Really? You think Carmella's going to come away as champ?
Yeah.
All right. How about you? What do you think?
I think Becky's going to win, but Charlotte's going to be mad at her.
You think Becky's going to win, but Charlotte will be mad at her. So you think Becky and Charlotte's not going to be friends anymore. So the tea is over. No more tea drinking? Is that what you're saying?
No.
All right. Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey. This is going to be very exciting because this is the first time we're going to see Ronda Rousey ever. And this is her first big pay-per-view match since WrestleMania, which is very exciting here in terms of in the Big Four. So I'll ask you, this is her first, real legitimate title situation here where I think she's actually going to win. I say they give her the belt. I think they're going to go that route. What do you think? Because you are the Alexa Bliss fan, Mick. What do you think's going to happen?
I think that Ronda's going to win.
You think that Ronda's going to win, even though you're an Alexa Bliss fan?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about you? Ronda or Alexa?
I think Ronda's going to win, too, but I kind of want Alexa.
Okay, so we're happy either way. Is that what you're saying? Then we got AJ versus Samoa Joe. I say AJ wins. Or, just because I think that they're going to push Cien Almas and some other guys there, and I think this is just a fun match. I'm excited about this one. I know you guys don't understand the history so much, but are you guys excited about this one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah? All right, how about what's your prediction here, AJ or Samoa Joe?
Samoa Joe.
Whoa, you're so heel. You're so bad. All right.
I think AJ.
All right, I've got one heel and I've got one face here in my family. Actually, two heels, because I'm kind of a heel too. And last but not least, it's finally time, isn't it, ladies? For Roman to win and beat Brock. I mean, are we done with Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most into Brock Lesnar and 1 being I can't stand Brock Lesnar, where are you?
2.
2. How about you? What number are you, Mick?
2.
Both at 2, so you can barely tolerate him. Do you think Roman just wins clean, or do you think there's a spot where Paul helps?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? How about you?
I think there's a part where Paul helps.
You think Paul's going to help? All right, there you have it. So, one more thing. What are you excited about seeing at TakeOver 2? What's the one match for TakeOver you're excited about watching?
Adam Cole and Ricochet.
Adam Cole, baby! How about you? What's your most exciting...
Velveteen and EC3.
Velveteen and EC3. There you have it. We'll be watching those, and we'll do our recap of our fun things that we saw from... What is it? What is it you want to say? Go ahead.
What are you most excited about?
Oh, that's a good question. No one ever asks me questions. That's fun. I think for NXT, I am also most excited about Adam Cole and Ricochet because I'm a big Adam Cole. As much as I love Velveteen, EC3 and I are still trying to find our way together. We shall see. But I'm excited about Adam Cole. Big fan of his. So I think that's going to be a very fun match for sure. So we will do our recap, right? When we get back from SummerSlam,
and we are very excited. We'll see if everybody makes it through the entire 24-hour event that is SummerSlam. I think you'll do okay. I predict everyone will stay up all the way because you can't go to sleep for Roman and Brock, right? Especially what if somebody cashes in and when something amazing happens, you got to be there. So, any final thoughts? Anything you'd like to say to the listeners out there, or no?
Bye.
Bye. That's very good. How about you? Anything? No? Enjoy the shows, maybe? Something nice? Boy, oh boy. This is top-notch radio today. All right, that'll do it for us. We are out. We will do our recap when we come back. It's time to go back to Joe and Tim on the regular side of In This Ring.
In This Ring.
Get down.
All right, welcome back, everybody. In This Ring, Joe Pisapia, Tim Heaney. Great stuff from the Littles, as always. And now, in the second half of the show, it's time for us to give our take, our SummerSlam preview. And we had some matches added to the 24-hour event that is SummerSlam, that begins, I think.
It's starting now.
I think actually it just started an hour ago. It's gonna continue.
We're recording on Thursday.
And I talked about it with the kids. You hear it there. I was like, are you guys going to make it from 5 o'clock till 11? And they're like, yeah, we're going to be, the older one's kind of in between. But I'm hoping the adrenaline of the moment and everything will carry us through. That's what
There's
I'm hoping.
always soda, so. That's
right. There's always chocolate. There's always Skittles. There's always, here, kids, you never had a Coke before? Try this. Ooh, it's sweet. I like it. Like that sugar rush. That's what you want. All right,
so to the ring. On the
yeah, right. All right, there's my 6-year-old running in there hitting Dolph Ziggler with a chair. That's going to be great. So added to the preview show, it starts at 5 p.m., which really, probably more like 5:30 when you consider it. That would be my guess. Cien Almas and Zelina in a mixed tag against Rusev and Lana. If they want to keep going this Aiden English route, one would think that Cien and Zelina win.
Yes.
And I'm guessing that's where they're pushing this, and that's going to be the limit. And then Rusev and Aiden English will battle off of that, and Cien gets moved to a more important feud with somebody else. I think that's the only way it can work out. I will say, though, in this feud, Lana has improved a great deal. I know I've said it before, but she really, really has. Carmella still sucks in the ring. I think Lana's made great strides, and good for her. Good for her. She's worked at it, and you can get better, kids.
You got to wonder if Zelina's worked with her a little bit, because Zelina's had a little bit more experience back from her TNA Impact days.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more experience. I don't think she's anything spectacular, but she does what she can with what she is in the ring, and which is not bad. That's that's all you can ask for, and it fits the character, it fits the storyline, so it makes sense. I wonder if her and Lana have been going through some stuff.
It's possible, but whatever it is, it's a better version of Lana in the ring, which she clearly wants to be, and it's coming. I'm just telling you guys, at some point in time over the next year, you're going to see Lana with that belt on. I'm just telling you, it's going to happen, and it's going to be more palatable than watching Carmella wrestle, because Carmella still is the same crap. Like, she's just not good.
Not about the wrestling, yeah.
No, and that's fine, but, that's why you have Charlotte and Becky there, because it's going to be Charlotte and Becky fighting each other with her on the peripheral. But Cedric and Gulak for the 205 Live Championship. I love Gulak. He makes me laugh. Drew Gulak is always funny. Cedric, for me, always entertaining. This should be a fun match. Gulak, I think, underrated as well. So your take on this? Is there a surprise title change here?
I think Gulak wins. I think Cedric's had a nice run since WrestleMania. I think it's a good little stretch there. Maybe he's always better, I think, as a pure babyface being on the chase. So maybe he can have a little extra program with Gulak there. And Gulak's got the stable now a little bit with Kendrick and Gallagher, sort of. So yeah, I think Drew Gulak wins it here. I think he's deserved the title run for a little bit.
Now, Finn and Baron isn't on the preview, right? The only other preview match is B-Team and Revival, right?
Oh, B-Team Revival's on the pre-show? I didn't catch that.
I believe that's on the pre-show as well, as it should be, because nobody cares. Like, it's just not. And now that's where I think it would be fun to have B-Team drop the belts to Revival and see the depression set in and have them just, like, crying in the ring and, really upset, and the streak is over. And let's give the Revival these belts. Let's put it on them. Let's see what happens. Let's have B-Team chase, because everybody likes B-Team. But for me, this tag team division is just brutal. And if you believe any of the rumors that Jordan's coming back soon with Chad Gable, give me that all day.
Revival versus Alpha, those are good. Those will be some nice matches. So
It will. And I think even them against B-Team will be good too.
Yeah, that's true. But Yeah, it's funny because B Team's like the only real good, competent babyface tag team, quote unquote. Because you have Wyatt and Hardy kind of turning or not even being a tag team anymore. Who knows?
And
But
Bray's getting big. Jeez, like
He
Bray's
looks a little
really
bit,
letting him. Yeah, he looks swole, man. Like he's, and I know they've been down on him because of physical fitness in the past,
yeah,
and it doesn't prohibit his work, but I feel like it's getting to a point where it's starting to, you know, like geez, man, like, he's at a point where it's going to be very disappointing if this gets screwed, because Bray Wyatt is an incredible talent in every facet. But if he's checked out because he feels like they've checked out with him, that's a bad combination. And the next thing you know, he's going to be somewhere else. And I think that's a shame. He needs to kind of reinvigorate himself and realize, hey, I've got an opportunity here. I got to get back in this mix. And it does not look like he is motivated, and that's not good.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the Matt Hardy retirement rumors are not really feeling this because that's a hell of a mentor that could really have helped him along this way if they could have continued for a few more months.
Well, watching Matt Hardy's tough too, because there's a guy too just doesn't move very well.
But
I would rather just see him be a manager.
That's what I'm saying. Still a great talker. So yeah, it's good mentor. Yeah.
Yeah, but like he doesn't need Bray Wyatt's the one guy who doesn't need someone to talk to him. Like there's so many other guys. That Matt Hardy could be talking for, that could make this work. It just, it's a tough one. I feel like it's sad because I feel like they're wasting the talent.
Yep.
And you don't want to see that ever happen. So, especially for somebody that people thought Bray Wyatt could be the next Undertaker.
Right. Well, they should have stayed down the Cape Fear serial killer route, I think. But
yeah. Well, I agree.
The NXT version. Yeah.
All right, let's get to Finn Balor, Baron Corbin. I don't really care how this match ends. I got to tell you, I feel like it's going to be Finn Balor and we'll let the face get over. I think that's probably what they're going to do.
Maybe.
But I've enjoyed the Finn Balor, Baron Corbin feud. I like Baron Corbin as the constable. He has lots of silly, fun, little squirmy moments here where I think he's getting a spotlight. He's been thrust into this different gimmick, and I think he's making it work. I really do.
Yep.
I know Nate will disagree with me because he hates Baron Corbin, but still.
No, I think we're more positive on Corbin than most people. I think he works the slimy hall monitor character really well. It really fits his suck up to Stephanie type of thing to get what he wants. I think it's a good fit. I think they've kind of had to kind of play a little bit of a pause with these guys, have them just in the same feud for a few months to make them work. But yeah, I think Finn goes over, probably goes on to face Dolph after this. So that's my guess.
Yeah, that would be fun. Finn and Dolph would be a good spot there. I'm all for that. All right, Bludgeon Brothers versus New Day, which is going to be terrific.
Oh yeah.
Anybody who doesn't think this is going to be terrific, this could jerk the curtain potentially and steal the show at the same time. I mean, it's one of those opportunities because there's some power and some speed in that ring that is really going to blow the doors off. I'm very excited for this match, and I believe New Day comes away, and you're going to see New Day and Sanity go at it full tilt in September.
You know what? That would be my prefer. I wonder if they want to keep the titles on the Bludgeon Brothers just because they're kind of got the quote-unquote mystique they're trying to build with them still. But I'm with you. I think New Day Sanity will be a much better feud, much more compelling, much better, character work. I think talkers.
I think the Usos should move to Raw, Tim. To be honest with you.
Yes, I agree because they fought all they can here. They have all the feuds that have been kind of exhausted. So yeah,
completely exhausted. It's time for and Usos need a little bit of not a restart at all. They're phenomenal and everything about them works. But I think putting them in there with some new people, some fresh blood will
revival.
Yeah. I mean, it's revival would be great against Gable and Jordan. If that happens, would be great. Even BT, any of them. I'm all for that. I'd like, and this is why I said Undisputed Era could drop the belts too and eventually move up because they need some fresh blood in that tag team division for sure. So I think New Day wins. I'm sorry. Do you think Bludgeon Brothers retain or New Day comes away with the belt?
I wouldn't mind either one. I think the company wants to keep it on the Bludgeon Brothers, but you know what? New Day would be cool with me. I'd be all right with it.
All right, Braun Strowman, Money in the Bank, the Monster in the Bank, the briefcase on the line versus KO. I'm very adamant KO wins this. Very adamant.
Well, we said Braun doesn't need the Money in the Bank forever.
He doesn't need it. It looks awkward. He's this giant guy carrying around a briefcase. I mean, that's like me carrying around my daughter's like little Wonder Woman purse thing. Like it just looks ridiculous. Well, I look good in it, but still.
Well, right. Yeah, exactly.
On him, it looks ridiculous.
KO is the type of smarmy heel you want carrying the case. So slimy, bending the rules type of guy. He makes the Money in the Bank case work. So
okay, now do you think KO wins it tonight, or should I say Sunday?
Well, I
Give me
don't
the
think
prediction.
so.
Come on.
I think it'd
All
be
right.
a great idea. I don't think he does.
All right. If he does he cash in that night?
No, I think he waits.
If Braun wins, does he cash in that night?
Braun would cash in. Braun would have better odds of cashing in that night.
Okay. I say KO wins, and you know what? I don't think they've got the guts to put. I think they finally need a clean Roman moment for once.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
And I think it'll be a big mistake, but I do think KO is going to have it, and I think he's lurking. That's for sure. Shinsuke Nakamura, Jeff Hardy in a feud that really is more about. It's kind of weird because it's the heat is all with Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, not so much with Jeff Hardy and Nakamura.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Whatever. I love Nakamura, so it doesn't matter. So I say Nakamura retains. This is one you could put money on.
Absolutely.
Jeff Hardy's not walking away with that belt.
Yeah, I agree. Nakamura wins.
All right. Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins with Drew and Dean Ambrose in the corners. This is going to be fun as hell. I'm excited to see this. I wish Drew had a match, but still, I think they're ready for Drew to move to that next level. I don't care if it's him and Roman or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Drew McIntyre's ready for bigger things. Please, for the love of God, give him bigger things. Dolph retains. This is easy for me.
Yeah, Ziggler for sure. They don't want to have Seth at the Intercontinental because they want him to move to bigger things as well. So maybe they put Seth and Drew back in that title picture, like if they did have to decide number one contender or something like that after SummerSlam. Yeah,
that would be fun.
Dolph will carry the belt with his luxurious, glorious straightened hair. It'll work.
The straightened hair would be better if it was so. It's weird in the front. He's got like this weird Jennifer Aniston Friends thing going on in the front where it like frames his face, and then the rest, like it's just weird. Whoever cut it did a weird job. So it's just, I don't know. It's a little unsettling. I don't mind the straight hair thing. I think it's kind of 80s heel cool. Right. It's the weird 90s Jennifer Aniston thing happening that bothers me. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, 8 years in the making. I'm rooting for The Miz here. I don't know what's wrong. Are you okay?
Me too.
What's wrong with us?
Bryan, but the story makes sense for Miz to win.
Yeah, so let's hope Miz wins. Let's stick with that. Carmella versus Becky versus Charlotte. Now this has so many ways you can go.
Yep.
I have this feeling that Carmella's going to walk away and Becky and Charlotte are going to feud for a month, and then you're going to have,
Royal Rumble and all that.
Yeah, I mean, look, putting it on Charlotte doesn't make much sense to me.
Nope.
Putting it on Becky does, but I don't know if they're going to do a Becky Lynch and a Roman Reigns all on the same night. That seems like a lot of sweetness. like you know what I mean? It's a little sugary,
Yeah, well, Becky would be sugary than Roman, I think. The reaction would be much better for Becky.
It will be, but I just don't know if they want to put that much. They're more salt in the wounds than sugar in the match.
Right. Well, we kind of talked about Becky wins, Charlotte turns on her. That's a possibility there because I was thinking Becky might turn heel, but then the more you talked about it, the more we watched it, it's like, all right, maybe Becky's just going to be motivated more, and Charlotte's like, that was supposed to be mine and it was supposed to be handed to me, type of thing. But Carmella walking away while the two of them fight makes a lot of sense too. All
right, so let's hold the gun to your head. Pick one. Who leaves as champ?
Carmella, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's going to be the route too. I don't know why. I just have that feeling. Now, Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey. Mm-hmm. I'm ready for Ronda to have it.
Me too. But
I'm ready. I think I don't think both are going to retain.
Right.
If Carmella and Alexa both retain, and Alexa doesn't need it, so the question then becomes: if Ronda has it, who challenges her, and how do you press that? And that's kind of the weird thing, is because you're not bringing Nia back into that picture. Sasha and Bayley, you've already tag teamed them up. So
right.
Is it Ruby Riott and Ronda? I mean, I don't know. That's kind of tough.
Well, you've talked about how they want to stretch it out for Ronda Charlotte somehow. I mean,
Natty would be the turn, but the problem is with all the stuff going on now with her dad,
right? Yeah.
Boy, that would be some weird sympathetic thing. And maybe I don't know if you want to use this in the storyline, but the idea of, what, I've got to make the most of my time now. I'm going right after you. I mean, that would be heavy stuff. I'd love to see it, but I don't think they got the balls to do it.
I mean, Anvil might sign off on it if he were alive, but yeah.
He definitely would. Yeah.
That's tough. I mean, that's a good point because having both of them retain would kind of be a little bit, not infuriating, but like kind of illogical. Have one of them being the cheap heel, I can't wrestle as well as you, but I'm going to win anyway through nefarious deeds type of champion.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you see Becky win, then Alexa's walking away champ.
Absolutely.
I think that's a lot.
Whichever one goes first decides. I think I'm with you on that.
And it's going to, I mean, the Becky match is going to be before Ronda. Ronda, they're going to push, I definitely think Ronda's in the last 3 matches, if not the second to last. I don't know how they're going to.
Maybe they'll split the WWE title and the Universal up probably with that.
Well, yeah, I would think Carmella, then AJ, then Ronda match, then Brock and Roman. I think that's the way to go. Because I think everyone's going to be super hyped up to see Ronda Rousey in New York. That's going to be a big deal.
It'll be a nice crowd for her, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, now let's bring it to AJ and Samoa Joe. A match that, they've had a lot of talking stuff, very little in-ring together, just a lot of talk because it doesn't need much of a build. Everyone's excited about it. As soon as you announce it, everyone's excited about it. Mm-hmm. The question is it time for AJ to just give it up and move to another feud? Or is this just a filler because really AJ didn't have a true guy challenging and Samoa Joe is the best guy to put on there? I think Joe could handle the belt for a while and be a great heel champ.
I mean, Triple H would be all behind pumping Samoa Joe as a champion for sure.
I think because, you know what? It's funny because here's the logic, Tim. Logic going right back to what we talked about before. Everybody thinks they're going to put the belt on Roman, right?
Right.
So probably Samoa Joe would be the right choice. To have 2 face champions is kind of tough.
Yeah, I think it kind of leads to redundant booking a little bit. So maybe the 2 major titles changing at SummerSlam would be kind of huge.
Yeah. And good fodder there for everybody. And I think for AJ too, because you can have him chase again for a little bit and then put AJ into something else. It's not difficult, Nope. It's not a hard sell. And then here we go. Last but not least, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Please, for the love of God, let it end.
Rip the Band-Aid off, please.
I'm going to be so happy when Roman wins. I mean, congratulations, WWE. You did it. Okay. Because I'm just gonna be so damn happy. I'm gonna stand up and cheer, and I'm gonna be very excited when Roman reigns. You did it. I would have done it in March, and I would have been okay with it and fine. Now I'm just gonna be thrilled. I'm gonna be ecstatic when it happens. I'm gonna scream and yell. Okay, congratulations, you did it.
There's a rumor that Brock is gonna be meeting a couple hours before SummerSlam with everybody, and like the big brass people. I hope it's just terms of his severance and departure. And it's not. We're gonna keep the title on you for another 6 months.
That's death.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. You have it. The story's being told perfectly. Just end it.
Just end it and let Roman win clean. Get your Roman Reigns champion clean.
Yep.
And then you can go right to Kevin Owens and him.
Yep.
So it's you can put Kevin Owens in there. You can put Seth Rollins in there. You can put Drew McIntyre in there.
Also Dean Ambrose. So yeah.
Also Dean Ambrose. You can put anybody in that mix, and all of a sudden it just works. So
I want my champion on the show every week. So
me too. All right. So there you have it. There is our preview. We will be back next week with the post-mortem of SummerSlam. We'll get our takes live in the building. All of Tim's takes live from NXT TakeOver. So Tim will be there Saturday. I'll be there Sunday. And we'll be back next week with everything, the fallout from SummerSlam. You can follow us on Twitter at InThisRing, at JoePizzaPia17, and at Tim_Heaney. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Rate, review us. Come on. We're working our butts off here, and we know you love us. So go out there and tell the world that this is the greatest wrestling podcast in the history of the universe, because it is. And remember, kids, to be the men, you gotta beat the men, and we are the men. Wow.
Sorry.
Woo!